Hello, hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to EduFocus, a brand new session of EduFocus. The last couple of episodes, we were mainly discussing about the universities and different programs in a great country called Poland. So I'm sure we did a very good coverage and we are quite familiar with the Polish universities, the courses, admission formalities, fee structure, accommodation, climate, food. So we did an extensive coverage on Polish universities. We are taking a diversion today, and I would like to invite all of you to Germany, which is basically one of the most acceptable destination for Indian students to study engineering business programs. You have a lot of expectations about Germany. I know a lot of students and parents keep Germany as their dream destination for graduation and post-graduation studies. So today we will be discussing more about how we can enter into the German universities, how a child can prepare to get admission. We have a very special personality today with us. I am really proud to introduce Ms. Simpath Ormenberg. She is the regional manager of International Foundation Group. It's an organization located in London, and they are spread out across the world, and they have a new training and counseling center in this great city, Abu Dhabi. So I would like to invite Ms. Simpath to this show. Welcome, Ms. Simpath.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. Appreciate that you invited it to me. Yes, I'm happy to be here.
All right. See, why I brought Ms. Simpath to this particular program is to share her experience and expertise in the field of German language training. So before we move a lot into the details about German language and further information, let us understand what is the International Foundation Group. And as the regional manager of International Foundation Group, Ms. Simpath is the right person to explain this to us. Mm-hmm. Yes, Ms. Simpath.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. So IFG, International Foundation Group, is headquarters are located in London, and now we are opened here in Abu Dhabi. So our main focus goes to the UK foundation preparation, languages, which is English and German, pre-PhD and other programs. So today I'm happy to talk more about German language training that we provide here at IFG Abu Dhabi.
You are new in Abu Dhabi.
Correct.
Okay. Now we, Educare International, is quite old here.
Correct.
We are living in this country for quite a long time, some 20 plus years. And Educare is assisting especially students to go to Europe.
Yes.
And it is a dream destination for Indian students. Okay. So how IFG in Abu Dhabi can support Indian students especially?
So the numbers of Indian students in Germany are rising each year. So in 2017-2018 winter semester, Germany hosted over 17,000 students from India, and 75% of them were males and 25% of them were females, and mostly concentrating for bachelor's degree. So if you're thinking about attending bachelor's degree in Germany, you have to know German language. That's one of the first and foremost requirements. And at IFG, we will help you to get A1, A2, B1, B2, even C1 language levels online or in campus learning directly from the native German-speaking trainers.
Now, when you talk about the language requirements, we know a lot of German universities do conduct their programs only in English. All right. So Indian students are generally interested in studying the subjects in English only, and they want to give the exams in English because they are very much familiar and fluent with the language.
Correct.
Now, what is the importance of German language for a student who wishes to study the bachelor's programs in English in Germany?
Of course. So, first of all, German is very welcoming for the international students from all over the world. And as you know, it's very economically and politically stable country who attracts a lot of students. And the most important thing, the tuition fees are quite affordable comparing to US, UK and other destinations. Sometimes it's even for free. So if you're looking for the studies in the very competitive, high-ranking German schools and you want to later attach your career and life with Germany, I would highly suggest you to go to the German language taught schools. And also, if you know the German, the chances of you getting more affordable or even free education is much more higher than you going to the English taught schools.
Mm-hmm. New language is always a
Stress.
challenge, right?
Yes.
It's a stressful thing. So, I'm living in this country for some 20 plus years, I told you, but it's still difficult for me to learn Arabic.
Correct.
Okay. So, what are the basic challenges a non-German speaker tries to learn German language?
Correct.
They need to learn from the scratch, right?
Correct.
So, how your systems are going to handle the stress and toughness of giving them a new language?
I see. So when it comes to UAE is a melting pot of different nationalities, lots of languages, but we do know that English is the most important language, both in the career-wise and even the governmental papers are done both in English and in Arabic. So without knowing the Arabic, you can survive here for 20 years and even flourish your business like you did. But when it comes to the Germany, as you know, it's a very independent country, sovereign, and they do have very stable political and economical situation, and the German language is the main. So you cannot write your paper like governmental papers or your documents just in English or any other language, but just German. And also, if you're looking for the better career opportunities and looking forward to stay there, German language is the first and foremost requirement. And also the elder people, especially your teachers, university teachers, or maybe even your neighbors, even supermarket supervisor, they might not know English as good as here in UAE. So German, even you go into the English taught school, knowing the basics of German will help you to get the ticket to your train, to buy a certain product in the supermarket, or get some help in the bank.
So you mean to say that even if it is not compulsory for the academic requirements,
Correct.
for the social life in Germany, even for purchasing maybe a pack of milk,
Correct.
you need to have German language, right?
Correct. So you would know, if you want to ask the road from the stranger, there is high possibility that he will not know English, which doesn't really happen here in UAE.
Okay. Is there any sort of relations between the German language certifications and a visa to Germany, a student visa to Germany?
So it depends. So if you're go into the English taught school and you have the offer letter from there and the requirements only the IELTS, so you should not have any issues. But if you're from, also the German embassies are welcoming the students who know at least the basics, A1, A2 language German, so they can interview and ask the questions. It's not just about, it's more about your safety, because they do care about your further life in Germany. So for you to feel more comfortable, safe and less stressful, I would highly suggest you to learn at least B1 level of German before you travel to Germany.
Now you started talking about A1, A2, B1. It's a bit confusing for me as a new person for German language.
Correct.
So could you explain what are the different levels in German language internationally recognized, and what exactly A1 is?
Okay.
What outcomes will be there?
Correct.
What is B1? What is C1?
I see.
You know, normally the universities also do require certain levels for their admission.
Yeah.
Okay. So could you explain what are these levels all about, and what would be the minimum level Indian students need to achieve for bachelor or master level admissions in Germany?
Okay, good. Thank you for the questions. So let's see, there is 3 levels of German language, A, B and C. So A is a beginner, B is intermediate, C is an advanced. So A1 and A2 levels will give you the intermediate level in German, so where you can read, you can write maybe, and you can also explain yourself in a very basic levels. So B1 and B2 is an intermediate and the upper intermediate levels where you can actually start a conversation, have a normal conversation with your friend, but not the academic one. You might not really do your homework if you have a B1 level of German. But upper B2 German level already gives you an access to understand what is written in the bank letter, to understand some courses which is in the beginner side. And if you're thinking about getting bachelor's degree in German language, the B2 certification is not accepted, so you have to have a C1, which is
C1,
advanced.
okay.
Yeah, because the German language is a Latin language, so if you know the English, it should not be a very big issue for you to get the grammatical structure behind it, but it's still, the pronunciation wise, it's much more different than Indian, Russian or English, so you might get some confusions, so with the pronunciation, with the dialects, especially German is big and packed. So yeah, I would suggest to learn, if you go into the English taught school, the beginner levels will help you just to roam around in Germany, maybe get some German friends. But if you're looking forward to build your career in Germany and stay there or go to the German taught school, you have to focus on the levels like a B and C, which is intermediate and advanced.
So the first level of intermediate, the B1, would be the suggested minimum qualification for them to enter in Germany. Is it like that?
For the foundation programs, yes. If you, we're just jumping a bit ahead. So if you want to study in Germany, a lot of Indian students, they study 13 years, as you mentioned before.
Okay.
So after the 13 years, they just have to finish the language qualification in order to enter the German universities. So for that, they would, depends on university, they would look for the B2 or C1. Okay.
All right,
But if
okay.
you're looking to enter the language foundation, depends on the foundation providers. So there's different types of it. If you're going to the public school, more about the business side, you can just come to the Germany with a zero knowledge of the German and start building your language history there. But it might take you a year or two, so you will postpone your bachelor's degree by doing so.
Okay.
So also there is foundations that request you from B2 German language level. These foundations tightly work with the technical universities, one more advanced ones, which more higher ranked ones, where you will already come to the foundation with a B2 and you will learn further maths, you will learn physics, chemistry, and it's already a different topic. Yeah.
All right. Now in between, she was telling about a very specific point related to Indian students' admission in Germany. The CBSE or most of the state syllabus taught in India is for 12 years. Okay, so 12 years of formal education. But in Germany, formal education at the German schools are for 13 years. So there is a gap between 12 years and 13 year systems. So the German universities will be able to accept Indian students only if they have 13 years of formal education.
Correct.
Right? So to meet this particular requirement, there are two ways for Indian students. One is they can do a foundation program in Germany, okay, or an accepted foundation program anywhere in the world. Okay?
Yes, but most of the German foundations are located within Germany.
Germany.
But during the pandemic, they do offer some online courses, but not the many of them. So, because Germany itself has handled the pandemic situation much better than the France, Italy, comparing the countries even better than UK. So they are welcoming students actually to the campuses.
All right. So you are saying that the students who wish to study in Germany, they need to travel to Germany and do the foundation course there.
Correct. And there's two types of foundation. The first is again just a language foundation. If your university is just asking for the language certificate, and there's also certain universities that ask you the B2 level of German while you apply, get the offer, and with this offer you go to the special foundation programs where you will learn further math, physics, chemistry. It depends on the ranking and the requirements of the certain tough, can I use the word tough? Tougher side of universities.
University studies are always tougher.
Yeah.
All right, so you were explaining that German language training is a part of the foundation program.
Correct.
So what is the need for students to do in German language training before they go for the foundation?
Yes.
What is the real requirement here?
So at IFG we were thinking about German languages for a long time now, and we have received multiple requests from parents and students. So most of the time learning the German within the Germany is quite costly, because you're not really the bachelor students, but you're spending quite a big amount on your living costs, on your German language courses, and it might get delayed as you're not receiving the certain degree or certificate. Your bachelor's degree will get delayed more and more. So what we are offering for 10th, 11th and 12th grade students to start learning the German either in campus or online. So they can get the official certificate, which is approved by Goethe, which is accepted by all universities and accepted by visa, so embassies. So doing so, first of all, you will save your time and quite a lot of funds. So you will be studying at home within your comfort or within the campus with the native speaking trainers and get your certificate. If you go into the intensive course, you can get your B2 certificate within the 7 months.
All
Yeah,
right.
you
Okay.
can.
Okay, that is the point we like to discuss in detail.
Correct.
So she was explaining about the requirements or the real need for German language before the foundation course, because in Germany the foundation course is not free. Probably the bachelor programs or the university programs are free of tuition fees.
Correct.
But the foundation program is an expensive course and it can cost probably up to 10,000 euro around.
Yes, so it
Around
can
10,000
get
euro.
from 1,000 euros to 10,000 euros, depends on the location, on the foundation provider. Sometimes there's like a core public foundation providers where it's very affordable, like 1,000 euros, but they still will be looking for the students who already has B1, B2 language levels. So they're not looking
Okay.
forward to accept the language students with the 0, A1 or very beginner language levels.
All right. And at the end of the foundation program, if they don't qualify with the official Goethe certification, right, they won't be able to continue with the bachelor's degree, isn't it?
Okay, so before you go to Germany, you still have to have some certification in order to get a visa and acceptance for foundation, right? So within the Germany, most of the providers, they do test DAF. It's official examinations that is accepted by all Germany test DAF.
And that is related to Goethe?
Yeah, both TestDAF and Goethe has the same strengths. They are accepted by everywhere. So the only thing is the Goethe examinations are done more often. So it's more flexible. So you don't have to wait another 2 months in order to enter the TestDAF.
Okay.
Whereas the Goethe tests are more often and it's more flexible. You can do it either in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi.
Now, as an experienced consultant in Abu Dhabi, or I'm working in the whole United Arab Emirates,
Correct.
and I get a lot of inquiries even from students who are in Saudi Arabia or in Oman, GCC countries. Normally, parents approach us when their children are in 11th and 12th grades.
Yeah.
Their high school's program finishes at 12.
Correct.
Okay, 12th grade. So, what would be the most recommended German language program for these students who wish to study in Germany?
I would say it's a general German language course, which is less intensive, rather than having everyday classes. Students will benefit from 3 classes per week. It's ideally it would be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it's a 2-hour classes. So we don't want to make the students even more tired and stressed after the busy day at school. So we have planned to put only 6, maximum 8 students per group within the campus or online. So this will give much more freedom for the students, and also the teacher will know them by name, by face, and will be easily tracking their progress, because it's not too busy. And also, as our trainers are native speakers and has a special training on education, they are more reluctant to put pressure on the student. They rather would play the music, they would put a lot of interesting content, and they want to teach the German by living it, by learning it without like 10 pages of homework, but actually speaking it within the classroom, practicing it. Of course, it's the 45 minutes will not be enough to explain all the techniques. So I would like to invite the students to take like 2 free classes with Educare and IFG, so they can get a free 2 classes online, so they can experience the real classroom without paying it, without really actually, I can say, actually not knowing what they're going to get in it. So they will have the correct class for the 2 days in a row, and
That's
if they
great.
will like it and if they will feel that it is a right course for them, they can continue.
That's really a great offer. You know,
Yeah.
the students would be able to really feel, and they will be able to judge whether they are the right people for German language.
Correct.
So 2 days would be enough for them to do a self-evaluation.
Yes.
Isn't it? Okay.
And
And it is totally free of cost.
Of course, free
All
of
right.
cost. So you don't have to enter your credit card information. Don't worry. You don't. We don't really do anything. You just have to register. We will send you an email with the link, with the timings, and you come into the classroom online, and the class will start. So no
right.
commitments.
That's really great. Now, again, coming back to my previous question, you will be focusing students to achieve B1 level, right?
So yes.
So the exam will be coming at that particular point only.
Correct. So, but it doesn't really mean that we will not track you. So every week after the final class, which is on Friday, the students will have to take a small examinations every weekly, and monthly it will be 30 minutes examinations, both oral and written. So it will help us to identify the students who are coping with the program, and will also help us to identify the students who are weaker, who is busy with the school and they might not having a real time to do their homework or engage, and we will be able to help the students on separate note too. So they will be within the group, and they will not be surprised that they're failing the course in the end of it.
Okay. And do you have any sort of official arrangements with the testing agencies?
Correct. So we have signed an agreement with the Goethe providers here in Abu Dhabi.
And they are recognized around the world as an official certification agency.
Correct.
Right,
So
okay.
it's recognized worldwide
Embassies
by
also.
embassies and by the universities. It's the same as a British consul, but it's for the Germany. It's a Goethe.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's the same structure, different name, but one is for the UK,
So
one
it's
is
like
for Germany.
IELTS in English, same
Correct.
like Goethe for Germany.
Same, 100%.
Okay, okay, great. And could you explain us how much the parents or the students need to spend to reach the B1 stage, the tuition as far as the exam is concerned?
Okay, so can I just talk overall about the German education and the expectation, and I will focus on the language fees later,
Yes,
okay?
yes, yes.
So theoretically, the bachelor's education in German language in German is for free. But practically it's not, because you should never forget about the fees that you have to spend on the accommodation for your children, for their insurance, for their daily expenses. So one of the first and foremost requirements in order to get a visa into the German higher education system, you have to have blocked account in Germany. So it requires you around 10,370 euros. So let's say about 11,000 euros. It should be sent, it's a bit a longer process. It should be sent to the German account under the student name, and it will be blocked. What blocked means? Blocked means that it will be every month your son or daughter, for example, 25th of September, he will be receiving 930 euros to his account. Same happens 25th of October, 25th of December.
So they will not be able to withdraw all the money
all
and
of the
spend.
money. Correct.
All right, okay.
And it puts both student, parent and government in a safer position, where the student will be more careful with their funds, parent will be sure that student is provided with the money, and government will know that student has what to eat, where to live, and is comfortable.
So what happens after, when this particular funds are over?
So what happens? So it will be over by the end of the course, by the end of the academic year. So if after you travel to your home country, or you want to update your residency, you have to provide this letter every academic year.
Okay. So yearly this has to be balanced.
Correct.
Okay.
I
So
think
it's
very
around
comfortable.
11,000 euro. That is what is required for you to comfortably live. I mean, it covers accommodation, it covers your food, medical, sports, entertainment, everything.
Compared to other countries, Germany is not that expensive. Of course, it might be more expensive than Poland or Hungary, but it's still on the affordable side, and it doesn't mean that you have to spend all of this 1,000 euro at once, but it's a suggested amount.
Great information. And
Thank you. So now I will be concentrating on the language fees.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
So
more important, because the parents and students need to plan whether, I was actually inquiring about the German language programs in Abu Dhabi, in Al-Ain and Dubai. There are many language training centers, but the fees are quite expensive.
Correct.
Compared to the English language programs or Arabic language programs. German language courses are very expensive here in this country. So I'm really anxiously waiting what exactly your offer is.
Correct. So it has its place to be, because German language providers are not that many, so there's not that much of a competition. So it gives you freedom to put a certain price and not to reduce it, right? And also we are hiring the native speaking teachers, which puts us in a more risky position, and we cannot charge very less fees. And also it gives you quality. So we do have two types of the language programs. It's an general German language and intensive German language programs. So the intensive German language programs, it's 40 hours per month. Just be ready for it, because it's 5 times per week, 2 hours. So, but you don't have to be really stressed about it, because it's more about learning through living the language. So you will be having fun conversations with your teacher, fun conversations with your team members. You have certain videos, you have some online games within the, for example, Kahoot and everything. We will use different techniques, and you will be singing, you will be maybe even dancing in the beginning, so you will learn the certain parts of your body, certain language, certain dialects and everything. So the 2 hours will be super fast, and you might even want to come back the same day to us. But again, we have to bear in mind that we cannot really put this much pressure for the 12-year grade graduates who are having so much more things to do with their final examinations. For this kind of students, I would prefer the general German language course, which is 3 times per week, around 2 hours, but the actual learning class is 90 minutes. The 30 minutes is more about the evaluation and self-taught. So this will give you much more freedom for the student to plan his week, to plan his daily learning hours, and also you will not lose the quality of it. So let me start with the prices. The prices for the intensive course is 1,500 dirhams per month for the A1 and A2 courses, and 1,700 dirhams for B1 and B2 language courses.
All right, Ms. Sinbad, you're talking about 1,500 dirhams
per month.
And how many months are required for a child to reach A2 level?
Yes. So for A2 level, each level is 80 hours. So we're looking for the 160 hours, which is around
Okay,
4
160
months.
hours.
So it's around 4 months, might be a little longer. So we're looking forward for 6,000 dirhams, which is sounds a lot, but again, if you're looking for the online courses, we're giving a reduction for 20% for online courses, and the classroom sizes will be even less than in the campus. So in order to keep up the quality, we will put only maximum of 7, usually only 6 students per group, which gives a lot of freedom for the students.
Okay.
Also, within the course, if you pay in advance for A1 and A2 courses, you will get the free GOET examination from IFG, which is valued for 550 dirhams. So you already save quite a bit of money. And when it comes to B1 and B2 courses, in order to get a B1 degree, you need 100 hours. In order to get a B2, you need also 100 hours. So to complete the B level, you need 200 hours of training. So one month of intensive training is 1,700 dirhams. So yeah, depends on your foundation, on the program that you apply for. B1 and B2 is the most requested levels between the students. And here, after the B2, we will conduct the GOET examination within our campus in IFG Abu Dhabi. So you don't have to travel or register or break your head on that. So they will come to us in order to evaluate your level.
All right. So as a beginner, a student has to register for the first level, that is A2 level. And I'm just summarizing.
Correct.
Okay? It is 160 hours of training, which is quite enough, I think, right?
Yes.
And it's going to cost 6,000 dirhams. You can pay in 4 equal installments of 1,500.
Correct.
And in case if anyone is willing to pay the full amount, then they will get the examination, the official exam free of cost.
Correct.
Great. Okay. And this we are talking about the regular classes, face-to-face classes.
Yes.
But if a child is interested in online session, because of COVID, probably that is the easiest way, then you offer 20% discount, isn't it?
Yes, we
All
do
right,
provide also lesser classroom sizes, so the quality of the language training would be as high as within the classroom.
All right. Now my final question, how do you make sure that the child will be passing this examination? Because the official GOET exam will be conducted by professionals from Germany, right?
Correct.
It's like a government system.
It
right?
is.
So how do you make sure that your children will be passing this test?
Okay, that's a very good question, Mr. Benson. So what we do, first of all, we carefully selected our language trainers who has educational degree, who are the native speakers. So the second is we are within the very tight relationships with GOET, which are always guiding us and giving us certain materials in order to prepare the student as per the standards. And the third is that we do have our internal assessments, as I mentioned, weekly, monthly, and as per the level. After the student will finish A1 level, we have internal assessments where the sum of the GOET staff and extra day, we don't really charge for it. We just put the extra day and we just evaluate each student by written, grammar, listening and speaking levels to make sure that he cope up with the level and ready to go to the second one.
So a very thorough evaluation will be done before they go for the official examination.
Correct.
So
yeah.
Applying this method would make sure that the child would be passing this test.
Correct.
And they will be getting a certificate immediately on the same day, or?
No. So as you know, even when you do the IELTS, you don't really get your results or certificate within the same day due to the high numbers of the student. Same as here, even we will have the 3 groups, it's around 20 students. So you will get your details within a week for sure. So your certificate will arrive within 2 weeks.
So this particular certification is acceptable only in Germany. What about the other German-speaking countries like the Switzerland or Austria, Luxembourg? Do they accept these certificates?
So as you know, there is a certain dialects, and but you know the IELTS is accepted in Australia, in Canada, in UK, and US. So same goes with the GOET.
It's clear.
Yeah, you just have to be careful with the dialects, maybe, and prepare in advance for
Great.
before going to the country, for example,
All right.
Switzerland.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Ms. Simpath. Your knowledge is really great, and I'm sure this knowledge, whatever we discuss related to German programs, German language courses would be an asset for you. Those parents and students who would like to go to Germany for the studies, for higher studies, need to do a lot of homework. Okay, and if you listen this video, definitely you will get a lot of inputs. And especially for students and parents who are living in Abu Dhabi or in the United Arab Emirates, can utilize the excellent opportunity of completing their initial German language training programs and official certifications here in Abu Dhabi itself, or in other cities too, right? In Dubai
Correct.
also, probably possible, yes.
Yes,
Because
Dubai.
Goita is there in all the
Main
Emirates.
cities
Yes,
in
yes.
UAE.
Yeah. So this you can utilize, and I did a survey earlier for the same program what IFG offers. There are many competitors, and probably they are charging sometimes 3 times
Higher than
fees.
this,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So your tuition fee is quite affordable,
Yes.
and you have your own testing center, and official certifications are possible. So this covers everything. Okay, and German language certification is very much important for any students who would like to study in Germany. Okay, there are a lot of benefits. We would be definitely continuing with the German programs, German education system in Malayalam. So you please listen our next video also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. I appreciate that you invited and created such a nice program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
അബുദാബി 24/7 അബുദാബിയിൽ നിന്നും പ്രവാസികൾക്കായുള്ള ശബ്ദം.